So I recently got asked a really good question about rank tracking. This person was asking, so if I'm a business owner and I'm wanting to figure out like where am I ranking? Like how does that work? What does that look like? What's best practices? So what I want to touch on with this is that these ranking trackers are to be taken with a grain of salt. They are not all accurate and you should not be looking at them like the source of truth. There, when we are looking at this information or this data from these trackers, what you have to consider is that Google will cache results. So that tracker may ping an API or may go and search in Google, right? And it may be getting a cached result. What does that mean? So when something is searched for, what Google can do is that they can place that data or that information on they can place that information or that data into a cached result. So then if you searched again for they could literally just feed you the same results. Not only does this happen for rain trackers, this can also happen for when you search. When you search for your business, so let's say you searched and then an hour later you searched again, what can happen is that Google is just going to feed you that cached result. Not only that, what you have to consider is that these ranking trackers are typically looking at these results on accounts that are rather not logged in, or it's just a simple API call. These are all going to have different results, and these are all not going to be representative of what's actually occurring in search, right? But I want to say though, what is going to happen here is you're going to get a better understanding of where you sit, but you do not want it's just not 100%. That's all I want to say is that it's not 100% guaranteed that these are all accurate. But what we can do is because we are aware of this, we can go through to all these different providers. We can ourselves search. We can also personally, I have internal tools that I use that does this. And we can get a better idea of where we sit by using all these different data feeds and getting a better representation of what's occurring. The other thing you want to consider is that you don't want to just search once. What I will do with my internal tools is we're going to search 5 times, but in between each search, we're going to have a minute delay. This is then going to give me all of those results, right? That let's say the top 10. Then what I can do is I can average the results out to get a better understanding of where everything sits. What you don't want to do is go to one provider and search once. Another thing to consider is that there's incognito, there's logged in, and then there's logged out. When you're logged in, you have history with Google. Google has your search history, your search preferences, so it knows a better understanding of what to give you and what you're more likely to click on. The logged out, they don't have that session data, right? Now these help, right? These help give you a better illustration of what's occurring. If you did one logged out, you did one in incognito, and then you did one logged into your profile. But what you need to be aware of is that not only for the logged in profile, it has that search history of yours, but because you've interacted so much with your profile already, your business profile, it's naturally going to serve that one to you higher up. So it's not going to be a clear illustration of what's occurring. So that's rank trackers. Just try to be aware of having multiple data sources and then also doing multiple searches when you're actually trying to figure out where you're ranking. I like to do 5, you can do 10. I feel like 5 is a good number to give an accurate representation of where you sit.